Welcome to Azerbaijan and its capital city, Baku, for a special episode of Judo for the World, as the IJF stages its flagship event, the World Judo Championships. It's the biggest judo show of the year, and it's the busiest time of the year for the judo family, for whom there was a special treat as IJF President Mr. Marius Vizer welcomed them to a special gala dinner, featuring some fantastic performances to induct several more members into the IJF Hall of Fame, including local heroes and judoka from both South and the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, who received their awards together as a sign of unity. There were a host of development activities, including the inauguration of a new state-of-the-art judo training centre, ensuring the legacy of this event will be a lasting one for Azeri judoka. And there was the opening of a brand new art exhibition celebrating the artistic beauty of judo at Baku's Kata Art Centre. And this was all before any judo at the National Gymnastics Arena had taken place. With an enormous entry level featuring judoka from all corners of the globe, the scale of the event was monumental and provided a real spectacle for both local and travelling judo fans. At the draw for the event, all eyes were on some of the sport's biggest names, as there were lots of questions to answer. Could the reigning champions defend their titles? Who would fill the void left by Teddy Riner at over 100 kilograms? And would the Abbes become the first siblings to win World Championship gold on the same day? The opening ceremony featured a performance from the legendary singer Albano and was attended by His Excellency Ilham Aliyev, President of Azerbaijan. And so, finally, it was time for the 2018 World Judo Championships to begin. We start with the women's under 48 kilograms division, which was another big talking point of the event, as the Ukrainian phenomenon Daria Biledid looked destined to become judo's youngest ever world champion. At just 17 years of age, she was the hot favourite here in Baku, having beaten most of her closest rivals, and having amassed a collection of 5 World Judo Tour gold medals in a one-year undefeated streak. Her elimination contests saw her using Ouchigari to good effect, as she sailed past the opposition. At the quarter-final stage, she met world number 6 Galbadrak Otgontsenseg of Kazakhstan, for whom Biledid's Ouchigari was also too much, as she was felled for a Wazari. But Biledid wasn't through, as she showed off another of her trademarks, Sangaku Gatami, immobilising Galbadrak to win by Ippon and progress to the semi-final. There, she met reigning Olympic champion Paula Pareto of Argentina for the first time, in a nervy encounter, which once again saw Biledid winning with Ouchigari. She was through to the final, and on the verge of making history. Awaiting her there was the defending champion, Tanaki Funa of Japan, for whom Biledid has become an unstoppable nemesis. The Ukrainian has beaten her twice this year, and as the pair lined up for the final, Tanaki knew she would need something special if she wanted to keep her world champion's red back patch. Your commentator is former world champion Neil Adams.
Well, if she can beat her today, that'll be 3 times on the trot. She's unbeaten this year so far, Biledid. She's looking for the Ouchi. There it is! Ouchigari, and Tanaki has gone over, and we have a new world champion, just 17 years of age. Look at her mother there, looking on, mum and coach, and look at how she did it. She's done it before against Tanaki. Tanaki, the reigning world champion, but she has no answer to that Ouchigari there from Biledid. Biledid explodes in, she dominates the grip, and she is the new world champion, and she's the youngest ever world champion. That's both male and female, and she is just beside herself. Look how she dominates the grip. Arm comes over. Then she fires in the Ouchi, drives off that back leg, and she's done it. She is the new world champion, and she did it in style.
Pareto came back in one of the bronze medal contests, defeating Portugal's Catarina Costa to add another world championship medal to her collection, whilst the second bronze was taken by Galbadrak, who defeated Munkbat Urunsetsek of Mongolia. But there was no doubting the champion. Daria Biladid is quite literally head and shoulders above the rest. We spoke to her and a very proud mother the next day.
What was your first feeling when it was the first time competing?
Очень переживала. До головокружения. Нервное ощущение.
My mom was really afraid. She was so nervous because I am not like only sportsman and her child, so very nervous.
Потом со временем стала справляться с волнением, когда ты
But
выступаешь.
now it's better for her because we have very big experience of competitions, and now it's not so nervous like was a few years ago.
Ну, я очень-очень счастлива. Меня переполняли эмоции, гордость и счастье. То, что у меня дочка чемпионка мира, ничего не может быть лучше.
Yesterday my mom was very happy for me, and of course very proud because it's one of the best things in our sport career, so very happy.
Что я очень сильно нервничала, очень переживала. Но я до последнего верила, что ты выиграешь.
My mom was very nervous, but she believed that I can win. She always believed in me.
Все любимые, все встречи мне очень понравились. Любимый момент, наверное, был, когда мы с тобой обнялись после финальной встречи. Это чувство счастья, когда мы вместе.
The best moment from yesterday's competition, it was when we have cried together with my mom and we felt very happy. Mom, do you believe that I now have red back number?
Не верю.
No, she can't believe it. Unbelievable.
Ты тоже не веришь.
The under 60 kilogram category saw Japan's Takato Naohisa out to defend his title and take a third World Championship gold medal. He made it through to the semi-finals with a workmanlike performance, featuring his usual throwing skills, but also a new skill for strangulation techniques, of which this one against Roy Koffieberg of the Netherlands was a standout. At the semi-final stage, he scraped through against his compatriot Nagayama Ryuju, as he was just able to score Wazari with this Kouchigari attack in golden score. In the final, he faced Russia's Robert Mushvidabadze, against whom he also used Kouchigari to score Wazari and remain world champion. Time to celebrate for triple world champion Takato. Georgia's Amiran Papanashvili broke Azeri hearts in one of the bronze medal contests as he defeated local hero Karamat Husseinov with a powerful Wazari score. And we'll see who took the other bronze medal later in our feature of the top Ippons from Baku. Both the women's under 52 kilograms and the men's under 66 kilogram brackets were contested on day 2, with the favourites for gold in each coming from the same family, the Abe family of Japan, as little sister Uta looked to follow in big brother Hifumi's footsteps and become world champion, as he defended his title from last year. Hifumi is a throwing machine, as all his opponents en route to the final found out when one by one they were launched through the air. At the quarter-final stage, Abe met Georgi Zantaraya of the Ukraine, a matchup which always produces fireworks, and once again did not disappoint, as two big throws saw him into the semi-finals. There he came through a tight contest with former world champion An Baul of Korea, narrowly scoring Wazari to book a place in the gold medal contest. His opponent there was the surprise package of the day, Yerlan Sarikchanov of Kazakhstan, who upset the top seed Tal Flicker of Israel in the other semi-final. Joy for all the Kazakh judo fans who'd made the trip to Baku. Anne bounced back to take one of the bronzes against Brazil's Daniel Karnan, whilst Zantaraya defeated Flicker to take his 6th World Championship medal. But now, let's see how Abe Uta got on as she set out to take her first world title. Like her big brother, she knows how to throw. And at just 18 years of age, the maturity of her performances continues to impress, and her technical ability never ceases to amaze. Especially in the semi-final against top seed Amandine Bouchard of France, in which Abe struck quickly, showing her rarely seen groundwork skills, as she secured an arm lock for an Ippon win and a place in the final. Incredible tenacity from the young Abe, who was now just one win away from a place in the history books. Erica Miranda of Brazil added another World Championship medal to her collection when she strangled her teammate Jessica Pereira to take bronze. And there were emotional scenes for France, as Bouchard was overcome with joy at defeating Charlene van Snick of Belgium to also take bronze. For Abe, a nail-biting domestic showdown against reigning world champion Shishimi Ai awaited in the final. With neither giving an inch, it progressed to golden score.
Shishimi just managing to hold off Abe. Abe Uta just pushing. She knows that this is a big one. This is a sorting out. Oh, look at that! Oh, a minute nearly into golden score. Abe Uta is the new world champion, and that was magnificent. That Uchimata was absolutely classic. Shishimi Ai, well, she just stood there for 1 second too long in the same position, and Abe Uta disappears underneath. Look how she gets the sleeve. Look how she repositions that support leg, and look at the lift she gets, because she gets that leg absolutely central. That was so well executed, it could almost be Kata. It was beautifully done, and it was against the reigning world champion. But not anymore, because Abe Uta is the new world champion, and she did it in style. Look at the lift she gets there, and she knew she'd connected with that Uchimata, and over the top she went. Abe Uta is the new world champion at under 52 kilograms. That smile says it all. And to present her gold medal, the president of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Marius Vizer. Well, she's done it. Now, can her brother do the same?
With Uta freshly anointed as world champion, it was time for Hifumi to step up.
Zerksanov, he knows that if he lets Abe just get that little bit of space, then he's going to be in trouble. He's managed to avoid the big Sorisura Kumigoshi so far. Now he's chasing. Oh, he's chased him too much, because Abe Hifumi does an Uchimata to finish it off, and he thinks, well, I'm going to do exactly what my sister did. That was superb stuff, and I don't think I've ever seen him do Uchimata, but he decides to do it at the World Championship final. He gets chased by Zerksanov, but runs right on to the Uchimata. Uchimata starts inside, it goes out, so everything is working for Abe Hifumi, and he throws Zerksanov for a big Ippon to become a two-time world champion. Brother and sister both become world champion on the same day, and that is truly remarkable. He watched his sister do an incredible Uchimata in the final, and he decides, well, if you can do it, I can do it too. What a great champion. What an incredible family.
Winning this tournament together was actually one of our goals, so to be able to do this is a real honor for me.
I saw my sister winning before I fought the final, and this was a real spark to get me motivated, so that I could go into my match with a good energy.
The under 57 kilogram division saw another reason for the army of travelling Japanese fans in Baku to cheer, as Yoshida Tsukasa was on great form and came through all of her elimination contests to make it through to the final. Nakoda Smith-Davis of Great Britain would be her opponent there, and she was looking dangerous. She followed a thumping Ippon against Germany's Theresa Stoll at the quarter-final stage by overcoming Dorjiren Sumia with one of the performances of her career in the semi-final. Capitalising on a weak attack from the Mongolian world champion, Smith-Davis struck, securing a strangulation which she persisted with until she got the Ippon win. A wonderful moment for the Brit, who had dethroned the queen of the category. But in the final, Yoshida never allowed her out of the starting blocks. Awazari, shortly after a minute of the contest, meant Smith-Davis had to come forwards. And as she did, Yoshida was ready, countering to win by Awazeti Ippon. More elation for Japan, and emotion from Yoshida, as she was crowned world champion. Bronze medals were taken by Canada's Krista Deguchi and Dorjiren, who came back with a big win against Kwon Yu-jong of Korea to end her day on a high. The under 73 kilogram category saw another reigning champion attempting to defend his red back patch. His name, Hashimoto Soichi of Japan. Hashimoto is one of the most explosive throwers in World Judo, though he could only muster one big moment as he progressed to the semi-finals. There he took on home favourite Hidayat Haydarov, who had the whole nation behind him. After an incredibly tense contest, Hashimoto finally struck in golden score, notching up Awazari to book his place in the final and shatter Haydarov's dreams of becoming world champion on home soil. But he had a chance of bronze, and as President Aliyev watched on, he scored Awazari to take the lead against Sendochia Sogdbatar of Mongolia. He then held on to take the win and the bronze medal to scenes of rapture inside the arena. Haydarov had taken a first medal of the championships for the host nation. A great moment for all in attendance, and one which Haydarov will surely never forget. Storming through to contest the final against Hashimoto was An Chang-grim of South Korea. He was on incredible form, throwing from all angles as one by one his opponents fell. Having recently defeated Hashimoto, he would have a psychological advantage in the final. And of the two, it was certainly An who looked the strongest. After an armlock in his semi-final contest against Mohamed Mohammadi, a showdown between the pair was set. It would be a match that would produce one of the Ippons of the tournament. But which one of these two would leave the tatami as world champion?
An Chang-grim is chasing Hashimoto. Hashimoto looks to me as if he's a little bit rattled. His techniques are not working here. Voice the Uchimata! The Kosoto! An Chang-grim does the most amazing Kosoto off the Uchimata. And he is the new world champion. An Chang-grim can't believe it. And all his family, all his supporters up there celebrate. Look how he gets into it. Talk about a combination. The combination was a full-on Uchimata. And then he changes direction there for the Kosoto. And he just drives Hashimoto into the mat so hard that we could feel the vibrations in the commentary position. That was amazing stuff from An Chang-grim, and he just can't believe it. He is a world champion. He's been on the most amazing form all day. He has been throwing people, not only here, but at the Asian Championships just a couple of weeks ago. And then he brings his good form here and he proves to everybody that he is now worthy of being a world champion. He is so emotional, he can't believe it. Here's the Uchimata. He went full out for that Uchimata. He could have thrown for Ippon with that, but instead he changed his direction there. Hashimoto didn't have a defense. It was the force and the intention to throw for Ippon with that Uchimata that really rattled Hashimoto, because then that follow-through into the Kosoto took him completely by surprise. Talk about action-reaction, and that is what it's all about. The first attack broke his balance completely. He manages to readjust, but as he readjusts, of course, Anchan Grim is chasing hard, and he goes in for this amazing Kosoto that buries the world champion. Well, now he's the ex-world champion, and Anchan Grim is the new one. He says, "I am the #1," and he's proved it beyond a doubt. It's the first gold medal for Korea at these championships. And it's not only that, it's Anchan Grim's first world title.
World #1 at under 81 kilograms was Saeed Molay of Iran, who was looking to become his nation's first world champion since 2003, as he showcased his unique blend of unorthodox techniques and classic judo skill. Japan's Fujiwara Sataro would be his opponent in the final, after he produced a brilliant foot sweep to defeat Dominic Ressel of Germany in their semi-final contest. Simply exquisite timing from Fujiwara. Molay against Fujiwara would make for a captivating final. Who would come out on top?
Strong fight for grits from both these fighters. Don't want to give anything away. World final. Now then, change of direction there from Molay. Oh, that was brilliant. Absolutely. Looked like he was going one direction. He gets the Wazari for it. Look how he does the reverse on that technique there. Drives his opponent. And you can see lands onto his shoulder there. And, well, Fujiwara now has it all to do. Brilliant stuff from Molay. He scored a couple of times with that through the day. Osotogari! Oh, he's pulled it back. Fujiwara does an Osotogari and takes him. Look at the reach he gets from that Osotogari. And he takes Molay onto his shoulder. Wazari apiece. Now it goes into golden score. First score up now will win the world title. It has to be a Wazari or it has to be 3 penalties against. So any score now. Koshiguruma, Molay. Uranagi, Fujiwara trying it. Oh, Molay's done it. Molay takes him over for the Makikomi. And it's all over. Molay is the new world champion. The first world champion from Iran since Miraz Meli won it in 2003. That was brilliant. He looked for the Uranagi there, Fujiwara, and he just wound himself up for that Makikomi there. Molay scores the second Wazari. Wazari was at Ippon, and that means that he is the world champion at under 81 kilos. That was terrific stuff. Both of these fighters were going for the Ippon, and that's why it was so open. Fujiwara was looking for the Uranagi there, and I don't know if he does Uranagi, but look at that! This is what judo is all about. Both of these fighters know they've been in a battle. Both warriors, and Molay comes off best to become the world champion.
Bronze medals went to Turkey's Vedat Albayrak and Germany's Alexander Weiserzak, who had something to cheer despite failing to defend his world title. We caught up with new champion Molay a few days after his victory to see what it meant to him and Iran.
I'm very proud and happy that I was able to reach for one of the greatest dreams in my life, because I am only the second Iranian ever to win a gold at the World Judo Championships. It's now 2 days since I won the gold, and I still have a great feeling about this result, about winning the gold medal, and that I showed the world the level of Iranian judo. I worked very hard to get this medal. I've been away from my family and away from a normal life. I have sacrificed everything for this. You can't imagine how much I've given to win this title. Now when I come back to the stadium, I see the Azeri people, many of whom speak the same language as me, and they come to me for photos and to congratulate me. It makes it all worth it that I can have this good feeling with the people here. Everyone in Iran is very happy. In fact, there was actually a terrorist attack the morning I won the gold, so of course everybody was feeling sad and angry that day. But after I won the gold medal, the news was broadcast in Iran and everyone there became happy. I am very happy that I was able to make the Iranian people happy.
The under 63 kilograms category has seen the reigning world champion on brilliant form, and France's Clarisse Agbegnanu was the favourite to defend her title and take a third World Championship gold here in Baku. Her elimination contests showed just why she is considered one of the most exciting judoka in the world today, as her mixture of raw power and skillful throwing technique is a recipe for some incredible Ippon judo. At the semi-final stage, she dismantled Martina Tridos of Germany, throwing her twice within 30 seconds to make it through to the final by Awazeti Ippon. Agbegnanu looked unstoppable. Tridos went on to lose out for bronze when she was defeated by Jules Frantzen of the Netherlands. The other side of the draw saw Olympic champion Tina Tursteniak in action. Her battles with Agbegnanu for dominance of the division have made for a compelling rivalry between the two athletes. But for now, the fact that Agbegnanu is in the driving seat was confirmed when Japan's Toshiro Miku beat Tursteniak at the semi-final stage. A driving Ushimata for Wazari was enough to give Toshiro a spot in the final against Agbegnanu. But Tursteniak would nevertheless be on the podium after she pinned Cuba's Maylin del Toro Carvajal to take bronze. The final between Agbegnanu and Toshiro was a tough one, which progressed into golden score.
Well, it's been quite an even match all the way through. It'll be the third world title if she can get it. Soto Makikomi! Agbegnanu does it! She's done it! The French celebrate! Agbegnanu helps Toshiro up, and wow, what great sportsmanship from these two great athletes. This was an amazing match. It was very, very close. 3 times a world champion, Agbegnanu just shows everybody in the crowd. And, well, she did it in style in the end. She was looking for this all the way through the match. Toshiro did well. She avoided it. She knew that if she came over with that arm, then it was going to be all over. In the end, she wears it down. She attacks first. Then Agbegnanu wraps up the arm and then just rotates on it. That full commitment and the use of the hips there for that Soto Makikomi just drives Toshiro over, and that was the score that she needed to become a 3-time world champion. Toshiro, well, she can reflect on this match, having given it her all. But Agbegnanu shows what a great champion she is. 3-time a world champion, and that surely puts her up there with some of the greats.
The under 90 kilogram category had no standout favourite, but looking sharp was Spain's Nicolas Sherazadishvili, who produced some breathtaking judo as he made it through to the final, using his power and rangy stature to good effect. At the semi-final stage, he countered Hungary's Toth Christian to give Spanish judo a chance of seeing their first ever male world champion crowned. Looking to stop him was Cuba's wildcard, Ivan Silva Morales, who was also in great form throughout the day, as he set up a surprise world final with Shirazadishvili. It was Silva who struck first, countering his opponent to score Wazari. Shirazadishvili then struck back with a Wazari of his own. And, after the bout went into golden score, it was the Spaniard who kept his nerve, throwing with an enormous Uchimata to become world champion. His first thought, to console his devastated opponent, Shirazadishvili showing what separates judo from other sports. An emotional moment for Spain, as they could finally celebrate a male world champion after a great contest from two young judoka who have big futures. Toth lost out to Japan's Nagasawa Kenta in one of the bronze medal contests, after he was counted for a Wazari in golden score. Whilst veteran Frenchman Axel Clerget finally took a first World Championship medal with a cunning strangulation technique against Germany's Eduard Trippel. At under 70 kilograms, there was yet more hope for Japan, as the defending champion was Arai Chizuru. She made it through to the final after a fantastic Ouchigari Ippon against Maria Perez of Puerto Rico, delighting her travelling fan club in the process. But Marie-Yves Gay would provide a stern test for Arai in the final, as the French youngster countered the champion to take a Wazari lead. But it was not to be for France, as Arai came back, throwing for a Wazari of her own, before climbing up Gay's body to secure a pin and win by Ippon. More elation for Japan, as Arai wept tears of joy on the tatami. Colombia's triple world champion, the incredible Yuri Alvear, took her third bronze medal after throwing Asma Niang of Morocco for Ippon to add yet more glitter to an already astounding career record. Whilst Arai's teammate Yoko Ono took the second bronze, breaking Perez's heart in the process. At under 78 kilograms, the Japanese women's team continued an increasingly impressive performance, as Hamada Shori made it through to the final. At the semi-final stage, she produced this driving Ouchigari against former world champion Mahinda Verkerk of the Netherlands to score Ippon and guarantee Japan yet another medal. But on the other side of the draw, Verkerk's compatriot Huxia Steenhuis was on breathtaking form, throwing both Great Britain's Katie Jemima Yeats-Brown and Ma Zhenjiao of China for big Ippon wins. After a grueling final, an exhausted Steenhuis was penalised for a third time for stepping out of the contest area, leaving Hamada standing as world champion. One of the bronzes was taken by Russia's Alexandra Babintseva, who came back from conceding a Wazari to armlock Ma for an impressive win. We'll see how Verkerk took the other bronze later in our top Ippon feature. At over 78 kilograms, Japan completed an impressive clean sweep of the women's heavyweight brackets when world openweight champion Asahina Sera came up trumps. Her highlight was this Sasai Surikomiyashi against Larissa Ceric of Bosnia and Herzegovina in their semi-final matchup. In the final, she defeated former world and Olympic champion Idalis Ortiz of Cuba, after Ortiz received a third and final penalty for passivity. Ceric defeated Great Britain's Sarah Adlington to take one of the bronzes. Whilst there was another medal for Turkey to cheer, as Kyra Sayet beat Brazil's Maria Suelen Alterman for the other bronze. A great indicator of the progress Turkish judo is making. In the men's under 100 kilogram division, there was a chance for Georgia's Varlam Lipiteliani to finally take a World Championship title, having taken 2 silvers and 2 bronzes in the past. The highlight of his route to the final was this Ippon win against local hero Elmar Gasimov. In the final, he would face South Korea's Cho Gu-ham, who on his day is a real threat. And Cho was having one of those days, as he defeated Olympic bronze medalist Cyril Marais of France with Kouchi Gari, and then the second seed, Michael Korrel of the Netherlands, whom he dispatched with his dropping shoulder throw. The title would be Cho's. After nearly 5 minutes of golden score, he forced Lipiteliani over onto his back for the win. A brilliant moment for South Korea, who celebrated their second gold medal of the championships. Russia's Niaz Ilyasov took one of the bronzes in style, with an emphatic Ippon win against Ramadan Darwish of Egypt. Mongolia's Lukhagvasuren Otgonbatar faced Japan's Aaron Wolf in the other bronze medal match, as his country's president, His Excellency Kalkmagin Batulga, watched on. Lukhagvasuren did not disappoint, throwing Wolf for Ippon to win the bronze. A great moment for him and his country. Being a World Championships, there was naturally some awe-inspiring judo on display in Baku. With each Ippon meaning so much, it's impossible for this list to cover all the best. However, we have selected a list of 3 big Ippons, which decided bronze medal contests. At number 3 is Verkerk of the Netherlands, who threw Yeats Brown with this standing Seoinage to take under 78 kilogram bronze. At under 73 kilograms, Iran's Mohammad Mohammadi faced Ganbatar Odbayar for bronze. As Ganbatar attacked, Mohammadi was waiting, sweeping away his opponent's legs for a massive Ippon win. Brilliant stuff from Mohammadi and Iran. Our top Ippon came at under 60 kilograms, as a disappointed Nagayama had to motivate himself for a bronze medal contest against Korea's Lee Ha-rim.
Nagayama pushing forwards here. Ah, look at the Uchimata! That was beautifully taken, and that was off the dominant grip from Lee. Lee snapped his lapel grip off, but he uses it to great effect there, and he just pops the Uchimata through and uses Lee's grip against himself. That was brilliantly taken, it really was. That is action-reaction at its very best.
Nagayama's Uchimata was so clever that we asked Neil to take us through it in our dojo.
The interesting thing about Nagayama's technique is that he does it off a sleeve that Lee thinks he's dominating, and he uses it against his opponent and gets the action-reaction. Let's just have a little look to see how he does it. Now, he has a grip here on the sleeve, and he takes the lapel hand because he wants this lapel hand in order to throw with his Uchimata. Lee snaps this hand off here, and he dominates the sleeve, or does he? What happens is then, Nagayama uses this sleeve against his opponent in order that he can throw him with the Uchimata. It was beautifully timed, he gets action-reaction, and Lee gets thrown with a sleeve that he thinks he's dominating, and he has it taken against him. Nagayama, action-reaction at its very best.
And so we come to our final category, the over 100 kilograms, which for the first time in over a decade would see a new champion, as 10-time gold medalist Teddy Riner would not be competing. In his absence, the favourite for gold was Georgia's world number 1, Guram Tushishvili, who looked ready to step up to the challenge, as he made it through to the semi-finals. This foot sweep against Kamo of the Ukraine, a sign that he was finding his flow. Expected to face him there was Japan's Harasawa Hisayoshi, the Olympic silver medalist, who took on Mongolia's Ulizibayar Durinbayar, for whom the presence of President Batulga provided inspiration. As Harasawa pushed forwards on the edge of the area, Ulizibayar struck, dropping underneath his opponent to throw for Ippon and upset the odds. But in the semi-final against Tushishvili, the tables would be turned, as this time it was the Georgian who dropped underneath to score Ippon. Tushishvili was into the final, much to the appreciation of an army of fans who had made the trip to Baku from neighbouring Georgia. Touted for success on the opposite side of the draw was the Czech Lukas Kapalek, but nobody had factored in Azerbaijan's Ushangi Kokauri, who was having the tournament of his life, as he set up a quarter-final with Kapalek. There he once again caused an upset, as he used his hands to direct Kapalek onto his back to secure victory and relegate his opponent to fighting for bronze. In the semi-finals against Uzbekistan's Bekmurod Oltiboev, yet another stunning Ippon win gave the three presidents watching on a reason to smile, as Kokauri had defied all expectations to make it through to the final against Tushishvili. Harasawa eventually took bronze, showing a glimpse of the judo he can produce against Oltiboev. Whilst Ulizibayar defeated Kapalek to take the second bronze on offer. The emotion on his face showing just how much that medal meant to him. And so, it was time for the final. Tushishvili against Kokauri, which was reaching the end of regular time with no score on the board. Such were the numbers of Georgian fans who had travelled to Baku that they had equalled the home support inside the arena, which had become a frenzied cauldron of tension.
Kokauri absolutely having the tournament of his life. Tushishvili, well, I think he came in as favourite, but he is puffing a little bit. Now, of course, any score. Sienagi! Oh! What an Ippon that was! Tushishvili goes in for the Juji Gatami just in case, but it's all over for Kokauri, and Tushishvili wins the world title for Georgia. He was the favourite at the start of today, and he's proved that he can be on top of the world. It's the first time that Teddy Riner hasn't been in possession of this world title for the last 11 years. And Tushishvili was always going to be the one to take it off him, and he's done it in style. He was searching all the way through the contest for that Sienagi, and in the end, he manages to disappear right the way underneath him. And look how he picks up Coach there. And he says, what do you think about this? I am the new heavyweight world champion. There's the space. Talk about creating space. He disappears right the way between Kokauri's legs. And the control he has with the kumakata, absolutely superb. He has the sleeve with both hands, and he just rotates his opponent flat on his back. He wasn't going to let him go anywhere. Look at the determination on his face there, and that last bit of effort there. Well, he does follow through for the Juji Gatami just in case, but he didn't need it. Kokauri has done well to get this far. He's had an amazing tournament, a silver medal he'll be proud of, but it's Tushishvili that becomes the new world heavyweight champion. And he does it in style. He holds Kokauri's arm up there and he says, he's a champion too, but I am the number one. I am Tushishvili, I'm Georgian, and Georgia have a gold medal. He thanks all of his fans up there in the stadium. They've been behind him all day. And what can I say? What an amazing end to an amazing World Championships, because we've seen nothing but attacking judo that gets Ippon after Ippon all the way through the championships. And everybody now listens to the Georgian national anthem. Tushishvili is world champion.
So that's it for the individual categories of the World Championships here in Baku. It was a victory for positive judo, with all but 2 gold medals decided by decisive attacking scores. And as always, the champions have shown the values which make judo such a special sport. But whilst the individuals may have come to an end, we still have more judo to bring you, as Japan try to defend their mixed team world title. Join us for all the action and drama of the team event.